It's also a very interesting time to be a comedian because to put all your stand-up clips online. You know, that's how I have a whole career. And I don't know if you know this part of it, though. People in the comments will fucking roast you. Yeah, not even about your jokes. They'll roast you about what you look like.
Absolutely. That's what we're fucking here to do.
It's the Stand-Up Teardown, conducting comedy autopsies. The Stand-Up Teardown now.
Hello, all you crazy cats and kittens out there in pod person land. Welcome back to another episode of Stand-Up Teardown. I'm your host, Sean Fau, and joining me as always is my lovely assistant, Mr. Matthew Ballek.
Hey, thank you. All right. Doing the Arsenio here. Thank you. It's good to be back.
Woo,
good
woo,
to be here.
woo.
Woo, woo.
Yeah, that's
Love it. Great
for the
reference.
old people out there. Yeah, exactly. Very timely.
Exactly. Well, I'm excited to be here as always, Sean. And also, as always, I have 3 new full stand-up comedy specials for us to take a peek at today. And this is a batch of comics that I have no experience with, really. So I'm flying blind. These are new faces, according to me,
All right.
that we're checking out tonight. So I think even some of these might even be these comics' first hour specials.
Damn. Yeah, I loaded up the clips and I didn't recognize any of the names either. So
I don't even know if I'm going to be pronouncing any of these names correctly because this first one's got a lot of N's in it. I'm looking like 1, 2, 3, 4 letter N's in the last name. Joe Nunnink?
You better watch yourself on that one.
Joe Nunnink?
Sure.
He's New York City-based stand-up comedian, and this is the guy I was talking about. That is his first hour-long special called Keep the Change. The only thing I was able to find on him is that he has opened for the likes of Shane Gillis, Andy Dick, maybe you want to take that one off your list, and Caroline Ray. Quite the combo to be opening for. But
That is, man. Like, I feel like listing opening for Andy Dick is more of like a, I don't know, like just advertising that you can take the punishment, sort of. Like,
right.
You know, just like I can fucking hang as a comedian. I can fucking deal with Andy Dick's bullshit. I mean, obviously, I've never encountered it in real life myself, but I can only imagine it's a tornado of chaos.
I can only imagine chaos and also crime, most likely.
Yeah. That's that's part of the chaos. All right, well, let's take a look at this bastard.
Yeah, Joe Nunnink. Maybe I'm saying that correct.
You guys, you want to know what I said to her? Yeah. I'll tell you what I said. Yeah, I'll tell you what I said to her. Yeah. I looked her right in the eyes and I was like, hey, honey, keep the change.
That's the title of this special.
So I assume we're in a little cold open here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That was like, that joke better fucking pay off. And it better pay off in the,
If it's
the
the
10
name of the
minutes that
special.
we watch. I mean, that was just really smug and fucking cocky. So, like, if that's not funny as fuck when we get to it, I'm going to be really pissed. Like, that is already starting off annoyed. No different than any other show, I guess.
I was going to say, how is this any different? But no.
I liked the first guy last time, so that was at least I liked someone on this fucking show. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's possible for you to like. You have it in your heart.
It's really difficult. Oh, fucking bullshit.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Joe Nunnink!
I got the last name pretty close.
Close enough for jazz.
Wow. All right. Thank you. I'm dumb. Let's get that out of the way. I'm a dumb guy. And to make matters worse, I look dumber than I actually am, you know? Yeah, that's a nightmare. I'll do things that make me appear to be dumb, like I'll leave my mouth open after I ask a question, you know? And people do not like that when you do that, dude. Like, I was in a coffee shop recently, and I wanted to know the Wi-Fi password. And I went up to the barista, and I was like, hey, man, what's the internet? And I swear to God, he was like, all right, so like picture like a web, right? Like a worldwide. I was like, oh, this guy thinks I have brain damage. Okay. This guy thinks I have CTE. Got it. He was like, oh, I'm so sorry. You want to know the Wi-Fi password? Dude, you had your mouth open. So I thought that you were a St. Bernard trapped in a man's body. So
He's already made up for the annoyance of the first one, or the beginning, I guess. So we're back to neutral territory. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt at this point. That was decent. But I think I've done this rant before. The whole mouth breather thing always pisses me off. As a lifelong allergy sufferer, I have no choice but to breathe through my mouth, you motherfuckers. So there is no option. Yeah, I don't really want to.
Oh, see, I thought you were going to be like upset because he's going with the like I'm stupid premise, which I think a lot of comics go with just as a self-deprecation thing. But no, you just literally always have your gob open, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. That's how I breathe.
Oh, that explains why people interact with you so cool.
So cruel?
So cruel, yes.
Yeah, that makes more sense. It is just kind of one of those things that, like, you know, I always just bristle at because I've never understood the connection there. But it is, you know, a slight against my people, the allergy sufferers out there. But yeah, like I said, so far we're back to neutral territory. So
yeah, we're good. He's getting laughs already. Good, confident stage presence.
Yeah. My first gripe was overly confident, but we're all right. Fuck it.
Yeah, I'm dumb, man. Yeah, I'm from the Midwest. You know, I'm from Kansas. And
oh, to your point, for this kind of addresses something we talked about on a previous show. The self-deprecating thing, I think, is that Midwestern comedy style. So, like, you know, we've talked about it before, where like the East Coast is a lot more like arrogant and bravado and alpha male sort of, whereas like the LA side is a little bit more, we'll say, soft, or you know, overly conscious of everything. Whereas, yeah, I would definitely pin the Midwestern comedy style as being a lot more self-deprecating. So your claim that I would have an aversion to it, I find odd, because that's just the style of comedy I grew up in and am most accustomed to. I mean, that's what I gravitate towards in my own comedic endeavors in general as well.
That's true. I don't know. You've just been on the West Coast so long.
That's
now.
true. I've grown soft, is what you're implying.
Yeah, I don't know how many acai bowls you've had by now, but goodness.
Dude, do not knock the acai bowl. That is a fucking, that is like a, well, as a, man, just going through all my problems. As a lactose intolerant sufferer, the acai bowl is the closest thing I can get to real ice cream. So
learning so much about you, pod.
Everyone knows my fucking weaknesses now.
You would hate that. You'd call it some sort of woke dessert. You would want to eat it.
Oh, I absolutely did until I tried it, and then it was that love at first bite.
yeah, all right. It's good. Kansas is not on the cultural cusp of anything, right? So when people come up with new words for things in Brooklyn, you know, Kansas is like the last to know, you know? Like when I moved here 4 years ago, I had never heard the acronym POC before, person of color. Yeah, and I was talking to a girl about movies, and I thought we were talking about Pirates of Caribbean, right? Yeah. She was like, there needs to be more POC representation in film, and I was like, I couldn't agree more. Right? I was like, yeah, there's only like 5 movies that do that, and everybody says they suck, but that's not fair, right? She was like, yeah, and they always get snubbed at the Oscars, and I was like, good point. I mean, yeah. I didn't even know that was a position you could have on Pirates of the Caribbean.
Would we consider that an edgy joke? Like,
I love it.
Yeah, no, it's well constructed, because ultimately the punchline is about his ignorance, which is, you know, self-deprecating.
The crossed wires comedy bit kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean the Three's Company is a fucking misunderstanding, as it were. But like, yeah, this.
There were nice tags it built because then you could see it working from both perspectives. So it's just that's what makes it funny because you're just playing it twice as person of color and Pirates of Caribbean, and it works.
Right. Yeah, I think I have a special little place in my heart for anything that has that double meaning, or that layers of comedy, and like yeah, just even that little bit of being able to jump back and forth between the perspectives and see how the wacky misunderstanding ensues very clearly is well laid out and very well paced as far as his punches are concerned.
And she was like, yeah, and they keep casting non-POC actors to play POC roles. I was getting fired up. I was like, thank you. They got to get Orlando Bloom back in those things, right? They got to get Johnny D. I don't care what he did, right? Put him back. Put him back in. And she was like, well, they're white. And I was like, right. I was like, wait a minute, what are we talking about? I was like, is this lady racist? Yeah, that's how off base I was. Yeah. Yeah, dude, I'm stupid. Yeah. Somebody also told me recently that I have the build of a utility equipment rental supervisor. And vibe. At a Hertz. Yeah. Like the guy who sells you like a kayak mount for your RAV4, Yeah, that sucks, dude.
That's a good
Very specific. But,
yeah,
but it's
in a comedic way.
It is. It's more accurate than funny, but it does work. Like, I don't. I'm just agreeing more than laughing, unfortunately. But yeah, it is.
In Hertz specific, not even Enterprise. You know what I mean? Like Hertz, right? That's painful, dude. And I drink, and I've never been to therapy before. And as you might have surmised, and that is increasingly a bad look for a younger person, That looked way better on my grandpa's generation. When you had like a Dust Bowl in a World War behind you to just sip scotch and never talk about your problems. Like, that looks way worse on my generation. Like, what are my grandkids gonna say? You know what I mean? It's like, well, Grandpap never did talk about the Doge crash much. He just sipped his mango kiwi White Claw and hit his lemon lime elf bar. A stoic man from another time, That sucks, dude.
The fuck's an elf bar?
I'm guessing it's some kind of a vape.
That makes sense.
I'm worried that I'm gonna look like a bigot when I'm an old guy, And just the way that technology is getting more integrated into all of our lives, Because old people now can barely keep up with the gender stuff. Old people now are like, I remember when boys were boys and girls were girls. But when I'm an old guy, I'm gonna be like, I remember when everyone was people. And my cyborg grandson is gonna be like, sorry about my ignorant millennial grandpa. And I'll be like, but I know the genders, and it's not gonna fucking matter,
Weirdly, I think I literally just shared this in meme form with you yesterday. Part of the problem of always being online is, jokes like that just don't hit because it's like it feels like a retread. Just because I literally saw almost the exact same joke in a meme quite literally
about
yesterday.
Not being human. It's an AI kind of stuff thing.
Yeah, just the. Yeah, the growing old. I think the meme specifically was like I will be against my children dating robots, or having a GPT girlfriend or something like that. But like just that premise of growing old and being racist against robots as opposed to humans is like.
Yeah, I think that was even today, or hashtag no robo. I remember.
Yeah, keep outing me. But no, it's a good joke and a good premise, and unfortunately, like if it was fresh, I don't know. Like I think, like my own personally ruined it. Like it's probably I feel like it's a better joke than I'm laughing for it. I don't know. Fuck it.
Yeah, I'm just happy the whole joke wasn't just like a two genders thing. So it had at least a nice enough twist where it's like, all right, this will do.
Well, yeah, he's writing that line of like racial humor, but like he is the butt of the joke sort of thing. So it is a weirdly, again, going back to that self-deprecating thing, that's like where the punchline pretty much always is with him. And I don't dislike it. It's certainly fine. But yeah, that joke specifically, just, you know,
Be
I heard it yesterday.
Shut up, Grandpa. There are only two genders now, 0 and 1. You know? Like, oh, shit. You know? I don't know. The world's going to be scary, but what do I know, man? I'm just a simple Midwesterner. I was raised Catholic. Yeah, raised Catholic by a God-fearing and child support skirting man. And yeah, I was raised Catholic. I don't believe in any of the religion at this point, but I do find myself relating to some of the Bible stories more as I get older. Like Jesus' first miracle was turning water into wine at a wedding reception that ran out of alcohol when he was 30 years old. And I feel like if I had supernatural powers, I would also not use them for my entire life until I got blackout at a wedding. And I'd just be like, I think I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? Like, this is going to be, I'm going to do it. You know? Dude, he went into that wedding so in the pocket. By the end of the night, he was on the karaoke mic like, I believe in miracles. Just like fucking, just came along. Dude, imagine the hangover after that too. I mean, we've all made like drunken mistakes and had regrets. Imagine waking up after a long night of drinking and being like, did I do anything crazy last night? And then 12 of your best guy friends are like, we will follow you anywhere. For you are no ordinary man, my friend. You know? And that's what happened. He just had a frat of 12 guys after that, dude. He frat snapped water into wine and created the first fraternity, I think. It's like Alpha Omega, you know, or whatever. They were holding out solo cups like, let me get a top off. Do the thing. Do the party trick, dude. By the way, no woman found that miracle impressive. They're like, what is that? I'm not drinking that. Yeah. I'm not going to get date raped in Cana, you know? I don't know what your boy is cooking up back there, but except for Mary Magdalene, she was like, I'll fucking drink it, you know? So she was like the fun slut of the fraternity, right? Yeah, she was one of the boys instead.
I mean, she was a prostitute.
Very true. That's why she's just fine with drinking mystery wine.
Yeah, this segment is decent, but I feel like it's also very well trod territory. It's, you know, the sort of clean material that is kind of easy go to in the Bible Belt area sort of stuff. Like, it's almost edgy, but it, you know, it's like it would offend your grandmother, but you're a cool Christian, so you're on board with it, sort of thing.
Yeah, he's not saying Jesus doesn't exist, so that keeps him in the green here.
Sure, I mean, he is.
No, I like the premise with the first miracle at 30. I never thought of that. That's really funny. That like water into wine was like the first recorded miracle, I'm guessing, or based on this premise, and like waiting until your 30s to drop that magic is pretty hilarious.
That's true. That is a slightly different twist than I've heard it before. So again, it's that shared premise, that sort of, you know, we're all kind of in this world together and we're going to stumble across like things. It feels like it needs something more to be specifically him. Like, it just kind of feels like comedy rather than like some of the earlier stuff we saw today from him was, you know, it seemed like very specifically a voice of his own. Whereas this stuff just feels a little bit like, I don't know, not quite joke book, but like purchased material sort of thing, or like, you know, just kind of like it could be, you know, given to any stand-up to go perform sort of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like, I could see that. Not as much like total personality in it, although like he did say he is Catholic, so he's just kind of got that same, you know,
I suppose, but that's
source material that working from.
I mean, that's, you know, at least where I grew up, fucking, or where we grew up, yeah, fucking, you know, I feel like that was 50% of the people were Catholic, but maybe that's just because I was raised in church. I don't know, but yeah, it just. I'll
just finish the New Testament since I've gotten this far. Because, yeah, after that, Jesus had to grow up. He had to start doing like adult miracles, right? There was like hungry people. He had to feed them. There was a blind guy. He had to give him fucking eyes or whatever. And the whole frat was like, what is this bullshit, dude? Like, this is not what we signed up for, you know? What happened to fuckboy Jesus? You know, what is this? Peter was like, I don't even know this guy anymore. And Judas sold him out for like an eighth of weed, you know? He was like, I should have got more, or whatever he said. And then they crucified him. And the whole frat was like, bummer, man. Yeah. And then he came back 3 days later and they were like, sick. Yeah, what's up, dude? Tight. And then he was like, but I gotta go again. I gotta go back. And they were like,
This is really getting into like youth pastor territory. Fucking backwards baseball hat, spitting some V's. Like, yeah.
dude, fuck, you just got back. He's like, don't worry, I'm coming back again. They were like, sick. No, yeah, dude. Yes. Classic. And then he never came back, and they were like, bummer, right? And then they started getting crucified themselves, and they were like, big bummer. This is the biggest bummer yet, maybe. But then Peter got crucified upside down. He was like, kind of sick, right? Pretty metal. Kind of tight. I don't know.
Yeah, there weren't even jokes there. There was just facts.
Some biblical facts, but yeah, with a slight frat boy vernacular, we'll say.
Yeah. But yeah.
Now I paraphrased a lot of the New Testament.
But I mean, it's like, it's accurate. Like, that's why it feels like a youth pastor, because it's like, yeah, there's nothing. He's just kind of spinning it, like making it cool, not fucking.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
how do you transition from that?
That's true. We'll see if he can pull that off.
For my Catholic education, man, yeah.
Nope.
But I relate to that, man. I would do a booze-related miracle myself, I think, yeah. I work in beverage alcohol, and it sounds sexier than it is. It's a very sanitized corporate job, and we've been working from home for the last couple of years, but now they want us to go back into the office, but they know we don't want to go back. So they're trying to get us motivated to want to go back, you know? And the stuff they're coming up with is crazy. My boss actually said this. She was like, good news, guys. I just got the green light. We can decorate the office. However we want. And I said this to her as a joke, and I didn't realize how crazy it would make me sound. But I was like, listen, Tracy, if I ever decorate this place, it is going to be with my own brain matter all over the wall. And she did not laugh, right?
There was no transition there. That was speaking of being Catholic. Let's all kill ourselves. Yeah.
But the good news is, ever since I said that, we've been back to working from home, right? So, yeah, you guys can use that. Yeah, use that at your jobs. We use Slack in my. Do you guys know what Slack is? It's like a messaging app companies use. Yeah, I work with these white ladies, and I only specify that they're white because they've all done this thing where they've pre-selected the black thumbs up emoji on Slack, which is a wild form of solidarity, right? Because I think their heart is in the right place, but it's like a crazy place to land as an ally. You know, digital blackface. It's just, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make a difference here. Because there is one black lady on our team. So somebody would be like, bagels in the break room, and there'll be like 4 black thumbs up. which feels like 3 too many, you know? I do think the only thing worse than pre-selecting a black thumbs up emoji as a white person is pre-selecting a white thumbs up emoji, right? That's just loud, dude. You know?
Right? Yeah,
You know
just
what I mean?
stay with yellow.
That's loud. To go in and
Absolutely. Yeah, the white is fucking offensive even to me. Like, I'm a goddamn Simpsons character. That is, yeah.
No, that's good. I didn't even think about that. Like, just the gall to choose a white emoji set.
Oh, I got one of those.
It's an option at my work, but I'm not choosing it.
I do see people use it, and it weirds me out every fucking time. Like, I kind of understand it, but yeah, that is just, that's weird. Yeah, I think, can't really find a good place to stop with this guy, so I'm just going to stop it here unless you got any objections to that.
I have no objections. I have no qualms with that special. I like Mr. Nunnink.
Sure. Yeah, it's fine.
You are just
Injured from
curmudgeon about this guy. You are
No.
not digging him.
He's one of those guys I want to like more than I do. Like, regardless of how we started out and me being a little ornery at his opening bit there, like he does have like a charm and a charisma and a stage presence that was, we'll say proper for a comedian. Like he was doing all the right things. I just felt like a lot of his material or his premises were a little bit fucked out, a little bit overused. There wasn't enough of a spin on these concepts to make me like remember or associate any of them with him specifically. Like nothing's going to stand out in my mind of that special, really, just other than his like jovialness on stage.
I just think you haven't accepted Jesus Christ as your personal savior, and that's why you're lashing out against this comic.
Those things may all be true. There's a lot of fucking possibilities there, man. I mean, who do we got up next?
All right. Well, I guess we'll come back. If you'll have to get back to Joe Nunnink to find out if the line "keep the change" really hits or not. But that was that special. Up next is another comedian that I have no history with. I've not seen before. This is comedian Will Burkart. He is LA based, so he's close to you, Sean, and known for storytelling, laid back charm, observational humor, originally from the San Francisco Bay Area. This is his debut special, Warm Regards.
All right, let's see what he's got here.
Let's go.
I think I hate him already.
Wow. Yeah, everybody. Hi, how are
smiling for
you? Whoa, man. Yo, yeah, we're shooting.
It's like somewhere between a used car salesman and like a guy trying to take your photo at the mall. Like just really overly smiley and present and lean in sort of.
I'd say like a California like televangelist. Like I don't know what that guy is that's got the teeth. Younger dude-ish, but yeah, he's giving me a little bit of that vibe.
Joel Olstein.
Boom, that's the one.
Yeah, I definitely get a little bit of that.
Special, so here we go. What's up, bro? How are you?
Good, yourself?
Crowd work done. Got it. That's easy.
All right, I like it.
Well, I'm very happy to be here, man. It was a very easy flight to get here, which was nice. I travel constantly for this silly job that I have.
That was a weird cut.
And I still get a little nervous when I fly. I like when the pilot talks to us, introduces themselves. That's nice. But the pilot I had come in here, dude, he said his name was Cody. I was like, hey, what kind of fuckboy is flying this plane right now? I don't want Cody. Captain Cody? Just vaping in the cockpit? I don't want that. I heard that. I was like, boing. Hey, can we have an adult? Maybe like a Ron or like a Doug. Maybe a Susan pilot. I don't know. I don't want Cody.
I feel like this guy thinks he's a lot fucking funnier than he is.
He's so smiley. It just gets me on board a little bit. Is this like more of an LA style? We went from like the Midwest like self-deprecation to now is this like the LA like I'm so chill and casual about this.
Exactly. Yeah. He reminds me of Guy Smiley from the fucking
there you
Sesame
go.
Street.
Yeah.
Just the overly white teeth. Everything is very punctuated and very pronounced, and he's like preening and waiting for laughs in between each. Like there's just too much of a specific intentional pause in between each of those jokes that like he's like you can almost see hold for laughter in the script in his head sort of thing. Like,
Over the intercom, just, yo, what's up, guys? It's your pilot, Cody. Yeah, I want to get going here, hopefully before my edible kicks in. Guys,
got a pretty dope co-pilot. His name's Skylar. Yeah, we may hit some turbulence, but you'll be fine unless you're a little bitch. Anyways, thanks for flying Spirit Airlines. I got nervous. Especially in the landing. I got nervous with that. I thought he was gonna be too chill with it. You know, just coming too hot. Fuck it, put her down. Do one of those like one of those landings. But it was nice, dude. He was good. We landed and it was like, oh. And I saw him at the end of the plane greeting the people. I saw him. I was like, oh shit, dude, that's exactly what I thought you would look like. And he was like, have a good one, Ta. I was like, whoa, Cody. But I've been on tour for 3 years straight.
Starting with that seems sad. Like, if I realize like the, you know, I just flew in sort of stuff is a decent opener and transition or whatever, but like, yeah, that they're again just lacking in we'll say writing and pacing. It's just not hitting for me, certainly.
Yeah, it's a fun premise with like a name you're not expecting from a pilot, but yeah, he's definitely got a lot of airline mileage out of that premise.
Yeah, over 2 minutes of Cody's name being funny is a little bit much.
Yes,
I feel like there's more to mine in that premise, and he just kind of kept going back to the same joke. Like, isn't it funny that his name is Cody? He's probably a young stoner. Like, there was not really much of a build there or a turn or anything. It just kind of, it was a one note joke for 2 minutes. It's all right, but I want to start with something else.
I've been to all the different places. I went to Canada for the first time. I'd never been to Canada before. I didn't realize you had to do like the Border Patrol customs thing. Like, I thought you just walk in, like they stop you. They're like, hey, stop, why are you here? I was like, to work. And he said, what do you do for work? And I said, I'm a comedian. And the guy with a badge and a gun looks at me and goes, tell me a joke.
So this segment already has a lot better pacing to it. This feels like real material for him, and the last segment felt more like, again, like that purchased for is sort of material. Like, people, I mean, it's, certainly a common thing in stand-up comedy to buy material from just joke writers, and like that opening material felt more like just, a stack from a joke writer than his personal lived experience. I thought it felt more like personal lived experience and not enough joke writing. It was more like the act outs kind of thing, getting the laughs. Like, because it seemed like he clearly did have a pilot named Cody, but yeah, right. But I mean, like, there was no real lived experience to mine from that, though. Yes, I had a pilot named Cody, but that's not like there's no deep connection there. There's nothing like that is going to make that any different for him than anyone else sitting on that plane. I just felt like this last segment here was a little bit more like specific to a voice that only he could bring, or a perspective that only he could bring. There was like, again, the pacing was a little bit better, and there's more. I feel like his animation in between that each of those jokes was sort of helping to like guide that shit together, or glue that shit together. So,
both you and that guy in the blue shirt are liking it a lot more. You're seeing him in the bottom left of the screen there.
Oh, wow. Yeah. He's really liking that.
As if I have to like audition for Canada or some shit. Which is the question we get all the time. People are always like, oh, you're a comedian? Oh yeah, tell me a joke. Tell me a fucking joke. This is the only job where people will ask you to prove it. Think about it. There's no other job like that. If you're like, oh, what's up? You're a doctor? Oh yeah? Check my prostate. Yeah, get in there, doctor. Let me see what you got. Tell me a joke too. Make this fun. I'm very grateful that I get to do this silly job. It's also a very interesting time to be a comedian because to put all your stand-up clips online. You know, that's how I have a whole career. And I don't know if you know this part of it, though. People in the comments will fucking roast you. Yeah, not even about your jokes. They'll roast you about what you look like.
Absolutely. That's what we're fucking here to do. That's the whole premise of this
Some real
show.
specific
And like, yeah, the editing of this is really getting to me. Like they're cutting like in the middle of fucking sentences or in the middle of bits. It almost feels like they're trying to tighten up his act a little bit because he does have that tendency to have way too much space in between things. So maybe they're trying to sort of smooth things over for him, but it just comes off as jarring.
Yeah, maybe they get paid by the cut.
It's possible.
Dude, I saw a comment on one of my videos. Some random person said, "Why does the comedian have such low knees?"
God, I wish I could make observations that good.
You could make observations. You agree?
Oh yeah, that's the gold right there.
That's a low knee.
That's how you fucking critique a comic.
I'm like, oh, cool. Now I'm just insecure about something I've never even thought about before. Don't look, by the way. I feel like everybody's looking. Don't. It really got in my head. But also, I tried to forget about it because I was like, dude, it's one person on the internet. Who cares? I checked back later. 20 people had liked the comment.
No.
What? That's 20 additional strangers. Saw the comment, looked at my knees, and were like, yup, too low. Better let them know. So I know now that I pointed it out, you guys are going to be looking the whole show, but try not to, okay, please? I feel like this is what it's like to have titties.
Wow, that was weird. That was jarring as fuck. What the hell happened?
Yeah. Maybe the audience was like kind of broke into a laughing. They're just like, we can't use all of that, so let's just do a very harsh cut.
Maybe it's like YouTube shit where you like said some naughty words and he had to cut him out for monetization or some shit. Like,
no, that's probably more it.
because that, you know, the editing built into YouTube is super fucking janky, so you do end up with those weird cuts if you're trying to just like precision out a word or two. So maybe I'll give him the benefit of the doubt there because that was like way super janky.
Internet's a weird place. Something weird happened to me on there recently. Dude, I had some guy, he emailed me, asked if he could buy my underwear, which is weird. But my first thought was like, hey, don't email that. Like, that's a DM. Right? Be sneaky. Don't be like formally creepy. You can't ask to sniff someone's butthole and then end it with warm regards. Like I like everyone here, man. The vibe is really nice. You guys seem really nice. Appreciate you sitting front row.
Yeah, fucking transition master. Jesus Christ. It was just abrupt. Again, it might have just been a cut though, too. So it might be the way it's edited and not his performance, but yeah.
It's nice. You got shorts on. That's fine. I'm just looking at your balls all night. Thanks, man. What's up, dude? How are you doing? Okay? You doing good? Nice, man. What's your name?
Drew.
Hey, Drew. Nice to meet you, man. Is that short for Andrew?
Yeah.
Fucking nailed it. What am I, psychic? It's really dumb. I didn't mean to ignore you, miss. Hi, how are you?
Hi.
What's your name?
Megan.
And what do you do with your life?
I own a gym.
You own a gym? Oh, cool. That's awesome.
I don't like that he's doing crowd work now.
It's too early.
No, he promised that was he checked the crowd work off his list, and I was excited about that. And now he's actually going back and doing crowd work, and that's just, I don't know. I found crowd work mostly like just tedious filler bullshit. Like it is, I don't know. To put crowd work in a special seems, unless you're doing that deal where you're doing, 20 specials a year or something like it. Yeah.
Or like a Todd Berry, just crowd work special.
Right. Yeah. Other than that, it just feels like, you didn't write enough shit. So you're just going to kind of vamp for 20 minutes in the middle here for no reason.
I'm in
women's gym.
Oh, a women's gym. Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah. 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 No boys allowed here. All these fucking meatheads are like trying to get in. What the fuck? Women only gym. Like no dudes allowed?
Well, I can't say that.
You can't say that. Oh, okay. Right. It's all, yeah, it's a whole. Gender is a whole. All are welcome. All are welcome in my women's only gym, kind of. And how long you guys been married for?
Almost 20 years.
20 years. Congratulations. Yeah, that's awesome. Wow. Let me ask you this. How do you like kind of keep the spice alive in your relationship after 20 years?
Humor.
Humor. Yeah.
Be okay.
That's the only thing I can offer. Drew, what do you think, man?
Oh shit.
Just advice for like a new couple, maybe.
Talk to each other, I guess.
Talk to each other. Okay. You're sitting on the couch. Oh shit. Hello. How are you doing tonight? Some guy told me to ask you stuff. I forgot I had to do that also. I just like talking to you guys a little bit, you know. That's nice. And is this like a ladies' night? Is that what this is?
Yeah.
You guys just friends?
Yes.
Nice.
We're both straight.
You're both straight. Okay. All right. I wasn't. Yeah, I assumed, but okay. Glad we hammered that in.
Yeah, crowd work just works. It works in the room. It doesn't work for fucking a video performance. It's just like it can. So I don't want to make that blanket statement.
It can, yeah, but that's like it's sort of like those those Dude Perfect guys where they only show you the shots where they sink it or whatever. That's like crowd work for me. It's like you gotta only show the stuff where you had like a killer line or comeback or something really bizarre happening. This is just like niceties.
It works as a clip on TikTok or something, but yeah, in a larger stand-up, I feel like it's weirdly isolating. Like it's I don't know. Again, it works in the room way better than it does on screen, and like also these jarring edits are not helping him at all. Like it makes it seem like he's sucking worse than he is, and they're fucking trying to fix it up.
Yeah,
like,
I think it's the edits more than the crowd work. Because like I can see the crowd work gives you a little bit of like personality and maybe like endears you to the comic in some ways, just seeing how they interact with people. Because like he's not being a dick to people.
Yeah.
He's talking to them like, oh, he's nice. Okay, he's not putting on a total act here, but
like save the cat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, I'll give him another minute or so.
I'm really not straight now the way you said that, but we're just friends. We're straight. We're not fucking. I promise. Okay. I just didn't think you were, but okay, now I'm not sure. So what's your name?
Bianca.
Bianca.
Dahlia.
How did you guys become friends?
We went to the same coffee shop.
Oh, you just went to the same coffee shop.
We're both regulars.
How did it? This is like a dating thing, but you're not dating. This is the most dating story ever. Like, how did you guys become friends?
I followed her on Instagram. She posted something about Love is Blind. It was like, oh, like, did you watch the new episode?
And you messaged her and you started talking about Love is Blind.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yep.
And love could be blind between you, but it's not.
Do we really give him credit for that as a joke?
It's like a play on words.
Yeah, you said something that related to what they were saying, so I guess that's something, but fuck. At least, I wanted to like that guy more than I did, or more than I could. Like,
very affable, but yeah, I feel like now we're doing like a full like tour of the country, because we had like Midwest to start us off with. Now we had like West Coast, uber friendly vibes from Will Burkart. Now our next comic, we're going East Coast. This is Brooklyn-born stand-up Yannis Pappas. I think it's Yannis, not Yanni, because there's an S at the end, right? This is a special called Property Owner. And Yannis Pappas, I've heard his name before. I've not like seen any specials, but he's certainly been a stand-up for a long time. I think he has a podcast. He's been in television and film, so you may recognize him. But I'm excited for this one because I've heard good things.
don't recognize the name.
Good to be here. It's good to be out of the house. I love being out of the house because I'm losing my mind. I am surrounded by women in my house. It's all estrogen in my house. Yeah, I got 2 daughters. I got a wife. She's a she, her. Just want to let you know that right off the bat. Like, the plumbing matches the pronouns, if you know what I'm talking about. If you go in the basement, it's what you'd expect. I got a mother-in-law who stays with me, a female dog. There's just too much estrogen in my house. I'm losing it. My testosterone levels are dangerously low right now. I'm losing it, dude. I understand what happened to Bruce Jenner. It's a slow process. It just kind of...
Wow. This is like a really just fucking great example of what I was talking about with the different regions of the country producing very specific types of comedy.
Yeah.
Aggressive, alpha fucking fuck you comedy out of not to say that I don't like that style of comedy. Still waiting for a punchline from him. Like I feel like we're setting up premises more than we are paying them off at this point. There's little like laugh lines there, but no big gut punch yet.
Out that way, then you're crying at commercials. I put a tampon in my asshole. It's starting to get... At this point, I want my wife to cheat on me. That's what I want her to do. I want her to cheat on me and then ask the guy she's banging to move into the house just so I can have a guy to talk to. That would be nice. Just to have a guy around.
Alpha cuck?
Interesting angle.
Yeah. Still not hilarious, but yeah, definitely at least novel.
Mm-hmm. Watch football and be like, can you believe they passed on that running play? That's crazy, Daniel. Nice to have the help, too. Dan, I know you're banging my wife, but you mind picking up my daughter from dance class at 3 p.m.? That'd be... You know what they say, it takes a village of guys banging your wife to raise a child. Oh, man, I don't know. My daughter's 1. She's 1.5. You know? Yeah, thank you. And I feel like we're doing too much for her, to be honest with you. We're doing too much. She's 1. She has no idea where she is. She's never going to remember it. Does anyone remember when they were 1? So what's the point? Why am I doing anything for her? Why am I dressing as a bubble guppy on Halloween? Embarrassing myself in front of other adults for someone who doesn't even know what's happening. Can't I just do things for me and then when she gets older tell her she had a really lit childhood? What's the difference? Can't I just put on Monday Night Football and tell her it's Frozen? She doesn't know. I'm like, look, sweetheart, there's Princess Elsa. She's on the 4-yard line. Look at her go. Yeah, Elsa's a big black guy. It's 2025. Get used to it. You're going to be hearing a lot of that at school. Now, come on, sweetheart. We got to root for Elsa because Daddy's got a lot of fucking money on Elsa, so we got to beat these saint princesses by 5.5. Making my daughter wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to.
Again, interesting premises, but just like not really paying off with huge laughs. It's more that, sort of funny.
Totally. I'm definitely, I'm smiling. I'm digging. Like you said, like they're interesting, like new premises, but just waiting for that balloon to pop.
Yeah. Like everything is just in his performance style here. It's all in like the anger and the fucking, just the alpha male sort of energy. It's
got a good, like gravelly voice too. So I think I'm just like transfixed by like his like delivery of stuff.
Sure. Yeah. That all works. I mean, he works as a performer. It's the writing that I think is a little bit subpar here, but it's not, it's not horrible. Like it's.
You know, a planned pregnancy, it's not sexy. It's creepy. It's creepy sex. It's like a science experiment. Oh, it's awful. I think the worst sex I had with my wife in my entire life was making my kids, you know? One day they're gonna hear that joke at some point. Oh, I don't think my wife shaved her legs all year, reading fertility books. Just obsessed. First of all, I didn't know women are only fertile 5 days out of the month. Did you guys know that? Yeah. Well, you keep that from us for as long as possible. I just thought there was always a chance you could get pregnant. I had no idea it was only 5 days. That would have been nice to know in high school and college, you know? Like, if I would have known that then, I would have just been checking the calendar and blowing loads in every single girl. It's November 5th. Daddy's staying warm till the end tonight.
If that's not part of his merch strategy, I don't know what is. Just a good T-shirt checking calendars, blowing loads.
Yeah. At least a coffee mug.
Yeah.
The noodle in the soup. Baby, it's cold outside.
Fuck was
5
that?
days. Come on, let us go raw daddy a little bit more. Check the calendar. What are you scared of, AIDS? They cured AIDS in Denmark. I'm more scared of bed bugs than I am AIDS at this point. I see a little piece of sock lint on your bed. I'm like, what's that? Get the microscope. Google it. Google it. Google it. 5 days. That's it. That's all. And on those 5 days, you're trying to make a kid, you got to perform. No matter what you're going through. You got to clock in, go to work. And I think women just think we're always in the mood. Like, that's all we think about is sex. That's not true. We're people too, okay? Like, sometimes we can't do it. Like, what if I already jerked off 4 times that day? What am I supposed to do? I'm a Tesla on empty. You got to take me to a charging station. I can't get you pregnant with dust in the air. Oh, it was awful.
I also think this is the kind of guy that works better in a like dingy cellar room at 3 a.m. when you're already really drunk. Like,
Oh, totally.
there's just an element of like,
There's a grit.
yeah, there's a grit and there's like an element of dirtiness. It's not like super blue, but it is like definitely, I feel, geared towards the inebriated mind more so. Yeah.
I could see that.
Sneak home every night late at night, just hoping my wife wasn't ovulating, you know? I feel like Al Bundy and Married with Children. Just, I remember the night we made our daughter. I remember that fateful night. I came home, my wife just kicked open the bedroom door, all business in a Hillary Clinton pantsuit, you know, like, a thermometer hanging out of her mouth, a stopwatch. I felt like I was at a wrestling practice. She had 107 fever. She's like, put it in me right now, put it in. And I was like, oh my God. It was all sweaty and fevery. I felt like we were banging in South Florida in the middle of August. She had no expression on her face, just looking at me, yanking me into her with every thrust, just like she was milking a goat. Just, come on. Dead behind the eyes, all business. I felt like I was fucking Jeffrey Dahmer, just. Come on, give me the juice. Give me the juice. Never felt so used in my entire life. And when I was done, she just kicked me off of her like I was a comforter in the middle of June. Rolled her legs over her head and started doing like a pinball machine motion, like she was helping the sperm get up there, like bing, 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 bing. Hopped off the bed, did a handstand on the wall. Like, I was like, what are you doing? Either Michael Phelps made it or he didn't, you know? Like, I don't think doing a TikTok challenge in the bedroom is going to change anything. Awful.
Again, just chains of like little laughs, but nothing like it. It just feels like it's missing a button again. Like there's just there needs to be like something at the end that just kind of brings everything together, you know, is a bigger laugh moment than the other, all those little moments. Like, yeah, it's not adding up to the sum of its parts.
Yeah, and I'm feeling it from the crowd too. So it's not just us being curmudgeons or tired at this stage. Because yeah, I'm still on board. But yeah, even I'm hearing from the crowd, there's not like those big rushes of laughs from like a unexpected punchline. It's more of these like recognition laughs or
there's like one
word he says.
Well, there's like yeah that too. But there's one specific laugh I keep hearing that just sounds so forced and so like I don't know, like a paid laugher sort of thing, just like really close to the mic and just sort of weird thing that's going on in the I
just heard the one guy from his line. He's like, "That fateful day, faithful."
yeah. It's like, I feel like that means that the audience wants something more. Like, you're not quite giving them enough, and they're just gonna, I don't know, hype man you or something from the crowd. Like, it's just, you seem like you need something, buddy. Like, I'll help out here. I don't know, just.
And then making our second daughter was even harder because I'm gay, so that kind of got in the way of everything. I was like, I can't do this! I can't keep pretending! Okay, fine, one more time. Okay, go. John Stamos. Uncle Jesse. Is there anything funnier than a guy with a full family and kids in the closet? In this day and age, it's like, what are you doing, dude? This is your time. Be gay. I got a gay brother. He was gay in the 1970s when you couldn't be gay. Now, if you're not gay, it's fucking gay. You know, like young kids like, well, you only have sex with women? What are you, a fucking homo, dude? I had sex with a she, them today. I had sex with a nosotros, vosotros.
Is that a vampire?
I think that's just what Spanish.
This is a Spanish non-binary mixed plural woman. But I love those gay guys. I usually see them in the South. They're around where y'all are around, you know? They're always in the South, those guys. I was in Georgia doing a show recently. I met one. That's what I'm talking about. You know those guys? You know those guys I'm talking about? You know these Southern guys? They want you to believe that their whole persona is just Southern. This is how all Southerners are, y'all. I got my upside down Southern limp hand just always flopping around. Y'all love football? I love football, y'all. Those are my wives. Those are my kids. We go to Joe Osteen's church.
Call that.
I am so fucking straight, y'all. I am so fucking straight. I'm fucking straight. Fucking straight. You ask for directions, they always upside down. You make a left. Make a left.
So is this homophobic?
I was just gonna say it's really teetering.
Like, the whole premise is like, if you're gay, you shouldn't be closeted anymore because like we're over that shit. So it's like post homophobic, but also very homophobic at the same time. Like,
yeah, I thought he was just doing the act out, but of just a gay guy in the South. But now this gay guy is a married, closeted gay guy. So, okay, I didn't know that about this character.
Well, yeah, I guess if it had stuck to a specific dude that he was doing an impression of, but now it's just kind of like morphed into this effeminate sort of portrayal of things he doesn't seem to like.
Yeah, and it seems the audience is a little cold on it too. Like, again, not getting a lot of reaction. Maybe like the awkwardness of or like novelty of him just doing a different voice and character.
Sure, yeah. I mean, that was certainly jarring after, kind of setting up the whole very alpha sort of gruff character, and then to slip into that was I don't know if it was I didn't think it was possible or I just wouldn't expect it, but yeah, it was definitely a little bit jarring, but then it was okay for a moment, and then it started getting not okay.
Right? I think once you start going with like anything about limp wrists, then you're like, all right, now we're getting into stereotypes a little bit.
Yeah, and I'm all for stereotypes and making fun of everyone. I'm just, wondering where that line is.
Make a right and a left. Those are the guys who always teach gay conversion therapy. It's like the same guy. It's never just like a masculine guy. Like, what's up, man? You struggling with gay thoughts? All right, come on in, man. We'll fucking toss the football around and figure it out, It's always some guy like, ah! You want to be straight just like me? Come on in my office, Randall. Now take all your clothes off. Yeah, that's part of the therapy. Now I'm going to put my hand on your penis. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move it just like so. And I want you to fight back, Randall. Fight back. Think of your wife, Randall. Repeat after me, Lord Jesus. Please stop making dick so delicious. Did I say that? Oh my God, did I say that? I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't know. I digress.
You do, yeah. I feel like that was more of a therapy session than a stand-up comedy routine at the end there. Like,
yeah, maybe it gets like a little leeway because it's a gay conversion therapy. So there's a little bit of like, oh yeah, people don't like that, so you're allowed to make fun of him because he's doing something like you don't agree with. But
right. But yeah, there's still like a weird underlying disapproval of the entire community. It's fine to hate people. Like, I'm totally okay with that, but just, own it. Don't dress it up in fucking, I don't know. It was weird. Yeah.
Oh, man.
So who'd you like the most?
Yeah, out of our tour for of the United States, I guess I got to go with my hometown, and I kind of enjoyed our Midwest man, Joe Nunnink, the best. Like, he got the most laughs, and even though we had some back and forth on some of the premises, maybe not being, or like some of it feeling more like you said, joke booky at times with like the religious stuff, I still liked, like, I don't know, he still had some really like unique premises, got some like good surprise laughs out of me at least, so. That's my pick for the night.
Yeah, I'll agree with that one. Again, they kind of all suffered from like the same problem of like just feeling underwritten and overperformed. They were all seem to be relying more on their charisma and charm and stage presence more than their material, which, I mean, that's, certainly fine if you can pull it off. Like, obviously someone like Robin Williams was a master of just getting up with nothing in the tank and, riffing for an hour and a half straight. But like, that's a very specific person and a very specific amount of cocaine. And
I was going to say,
maybe we just don't have cocaine like that anymore. Maybe it's not as clean as it was back in the day, but we just don't, there's just something missing from the craft in a lot of these. But yeah, I do have to agree. What the fuck that dude's name is?
Joe Nunnink.
Yeah, that guy.
Our middle guy, Will Burkart. That seemed like antidepressant like style comedy. There's just so much smiles.
Right. Yeah, and it's just that fake LA smile that like, yeah, there's a monster behind those teeth. Yeah, man. But yeah. So, let us know out there what you thought, who you liked the best, and who we should be checking out. Go to the YouTube comments there and, send us some links for who you think we should be tearing down, and you stand them up and we'll tear them down. Is that a thing?
Yeah, you had a good one. You had a good one the other week with that, but we totally forgot it.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for joining Stand-Up Teardown, where the only thing we take seriously is comedy.
Oh, see, I think that's better.
Yeah, I kind of did that. Yeah, that was good.
I dig it.
Is the website up yet? Can we plug that yet?
It's still working. Standupteardown.com. It is up. It's not always up to date, but it has at least all the specials that we've watched up into this episode. So you can watch them in their entirety on our site if you like. You can rate them yourself and watch all the episodes there as well. But I think more importantly, leave comments or leave reviews. Or I guess there's no place to leave reviews. But comments will do.
Just put them out there randomly.
Yeah, just randomly.
Start a MySpace. I don't know. I guess you keep standing them up and we'll tear them down. Right.
Sit down, it's time to read between the punchlines. They set 'em up, we knock 'em down. Why heckle at the show when you can heckle from the comfort of your own home? It's the Stand-Up Teardown, conducting comedy autopsies. The Stand-Up Teardown now. Who will be killed? Bit by bit, beat by beat, set a punch, repeat. They set 'em up, we knock 'em down. 2 drink minimum. It's the Stand-Up Teardown, conducting comedy autopsies. The Stand-Up Teardown. Yeah, it's the Stand-Up Teardown, punching up, down, left, right, line by line. It's the Stand-Up Teardown now.
I'm loving all these new